present, as you can see, transitions. Me and Riza actually did the best that we could to come up with a presentation that we think will be helpful to you understanding transitions. And if you have any comments or questions, don't hesitate to just freely interrupt us while we're presenting. So I'll start with the general overview of what transitions are, and then hand the floor to Riza for practice and further details. So the way we want to do it is like this. I would ask someone to read this paragraph. So, would you do it? Thank you.
Eliminating computer viruses on your computer is not very difficult. There are a few things you can do. Turn on Windows Firewall. To do this, go to the control panel, click on Windows Firewall. The window pops up. You should click on the button next to it, and next to turn Fire on. Download a good antivirus program like Kaspersky, Nortor, or Avast. Make sure you shut down all programs. Disconnect from the internet. Some viruses can deliberately interfere with the antivirus programs by getting help from the internet. Run a full scan with the program. Follow the recommendations of the program to delete or quarantine any viruses it finds. Back at your registry and make a restore point. This is important. I once forgot to do this and deleted an important file by accident. I had to reinstall everything on my computer. Consult with a professional computer technician.
Okay, so thank you, and you definitely deserve another cookie. Actually, what's the problem with the paragraph is, as you could maybe tell, there are no transitions. So that's why it makes it hard for the reader to actually, first of all, read the paragraph and then try to understand it. So without going into much further details, I will present you the definition, which you can see me and Riza try to come up with. So after reading different articles and papers about transitions. So simply, transitions are words and phrases that help connect ideas more clearly. They make smoother transition between sentences and paragraphs, achieving both cohesion and coherence. When used properly, they make our paper clear and easy to read. If we go back to the classes that we had and the presentations from Kelly, we came now to the stage that we can go into more details of when we edit our papers, and hopefully we're in a better stage of writing better paragraphs and papers in general. So we are talking here about transitions, which are these very specific detail of our paper, but which makes a lot of impact to the overall paper. By that I mean that they're a transition. Why we relate it to cohesion? Because it enables the transition between one sentence to the other sentence. And if sentences are related, then they make up the paragraph. But then you still will have to go from one paragraph to the other one. And there you deal with transitions as well. And, or maybe simple as that, when you have an idea, sometimes it happened to me and maybe to everyone here, that you have this great idea, you want to put it in the paper, but then you're just somehow lost while you try writing it, because you don't know how to actually explain it in a smooth way so that your reader can understand it, which is very important. So, in general, the role of the transitions simply enable to bridge smoothly the gap between ideas, sentences, and paragraphs. And the word itself, transition, if you only take the first part, trans, it means movement. So it's movement as simple from one place to the other. In writing is from one idea to the other, from one sentence to the other, from one paragraph to the other. So if I say A, B. So, and if I say A and B, this is the transition I'm making, which is smoother. So help your reader find their way in your reading. So as you had trouble understanding the paragraph, you'll see later when Riza introduces specific examples how it becomes more clearer. And then help your reader understand the logic of your paper. So this is very interesting because you will start with an introduction, for example, in an essay, where you put your main ideas, and then you want to orient your reader towards your paper, and he or she will know that what he's expecting by the next paragraph, and that with the help of transitions you can achieve that. And then properly chosen transition words and phrases make your paper more clear. Why we mentioned here properly chosen? Because transition words and phrases, that if you research about transitions, you will find that there is such a big list of words and phrases, and there is different options that you may choose when you're dealing to specific situation, but you really need to actually identify the proper ones that you need to use. So classification, it's another important thing to mention about transitions. On our way of doing the research and doing the paper, we actually found that there are different classifications of how writers classify transitions. So we actually came up with, we didn't come up, but this is one of the classification that we used from a specific source, which I didn't put it here, sorry, but it's later in the slide. And here are like 4 groups, which the intention to divide them in groups is simply, or classify them, is simply for the writer to make it easier to know how to divide these many words with these many phrases that can play the role of transitions and use them when they write papers and so on. So now I will leave the floor to Riza. So he will go and explain in details all these groups, and I will hand you this handout meanwhile, so that you can follow his presentation.
Thank you, Granit. Hi everyone again. As Granit mentioned, yes, we have been searching for sources and references. Actually, we've come up with many groups. It's just 4 essential groups, but we've come up like with 8 groups to like maximum. But among those 8 groups, we decided to present you only these 4, because we think that while you'll be in the future, you'll be writing your papers and you'll be conducting some other research, these groups and transitions that these groups have will help you a lot. So I'm going to tell you about the first one, additive. By the way, handout that you have, you can see the first group, addition. You can see that addition, the main purpose of this group, transitions, is to show addition, introduction, or similarity of paragraphs, sentences that are located to one another, close. This group is divided into subgroups: addition, introduction, reference, similarity, identification, and clarification. I'm not going to list all of them, but you have handouts and you can use in your research, in your paper, in the future. The second group is adversative group. This group, all of these groups are different. They are not similar. Adversative group is transitions. Transitions are used to signal conflict, contradiction, concession, dismissal. So you can see the subgroups of this group: conflict, emphasis, concession, dismissal, and replacement. So wherever you